Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at SODO Kamen Rider Saber Book 2 and SODO Kamen Rider 01. So this is the second set of SODO for Saber, and unfortunately, I guess gone are the days where we would get fun artwork on the outside of the box, because this is just your standard boring black case that if we open up, does have the full set. So you have 12 individual boxes, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at what each of them are. So first up we have Saber, Brave Dragon, using Jack and the Beanstalk. So the middle and left side should be similar to the one we saw in Book 1, but as I showed, we can take off those side pieces and switch them out, so they just decided to give us a whole new body and everything, so you can fully display them at the same time, which is nice. Then we have Espada. Then we have Caliber, foreshadowing maybe, I don't know. Then we have Naki from 01. Very excited for this one, I really like this form, so happy it's finally getting a figure in some form, because I don't think RKF is ever going to get to it at this point. And then the last two are very similar, and apparently, I'm guessing this must be from a movie I haven't seen, but these guys are called this is the Battle Raider, and you can tell because it's got a raid riser, so there should be someone in this suit. And then this one is the Battle Magear. So this one is a robot. You can tell there's no driver, and it's got the Humagear, like headphone pieces on the ears there, so these are very similar. Let me see if I can tilt it. Whoops. Or I can just knock everything over. One or the other. These are very similar, but not quite the same. You can actually see the bodies are quite different if you look at the arms and the legs on this one and the arms and the legs on this one. So we'll explore these two a little bit more once I get these all assembled and everything. But once again, only about half Saber. I would say a little bit better than last time because we're actually getting exactly half. 3 and 3 as opposed to 2 and 3 last time. So Saber's gaining ground in his own SODO sets. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to go ahead, get all these assembled and stickered up, and then we'll take a closer look. So here are all 6 figures fully stickered up and assembled. We'll start over here on the left with the Saber half of the box. And the first one we have here is what they're calling Dragon Jackoon. You can see it there on the sticker. And basically it's just because it is Saber using the Jackoon to Doma Monoke Wonder Ride book, Jack and the Beanstalk. And I think it looks pretty good. Now the way this line works, you could take these pieces off and use them with other figures. So if we had Blades from the first one, you could take these off and peg them on him. Just like if when other ones come out, you can take these pieces off and peg them on other future releases. So I think that's pretty fun. You can actually mix and match these, which is kind of cool. Once again, this is paint here on the side. All this on the abdomen on the side here is paint. A little bit of stickers here, mostly on the sword. A little bit here on the arm. The head's pretty heavily stickered. This is one big sticker that goes all around the blade on his head, so that sticker for the vine that wraps around. Here on the chest and the shoulder. One here, but actually the arm itself and this piece here is actually painted, which looks really nice. And then these are 3 really long stickers here on the skirt piece. And then you can see the stickers here for the belt. I actually think it looks pretty cool. They do a good job with those little stickers for the open books. I think that's really nice. I like that a lot. And then he's got pretty much all the articulation from the first wave, because it's basically, I would say, like 75–80% the same figure from the first wave. You have the ball joint here for the head. Pretty good range of motion, looking up, looking down, side to side, rock a little bit back and forth. You have that kind of butterfly joint, and really all it is that this peg just kind of sits in that open space so that it can move side to side, back and forth a little bit. You have the flap up here for the shoulder pad. You have the typical hinge and swivel rotation for the shoulder. You have bicep swivel. You have 90 degrees, maybe even a little over 90 degrees for the elbow because they don't bend backwards anymore. And then you have the ball joint in the wrist that you kind of pull it away a little bit to get the full range of motion, but there is a ball joint in the wrist there. Swivel here in the waist. These two skirts are on little ball joints. You can see the piece back here. and I'll get a little bit closer. You can see the ball joint there to move the skirt around, but you can still peg into a stand, which I appreciate. Ball joint in the hip, thigh swivel, little over 90 degrees in the knee, and then a ball joint in the ankle. So that is all the articulation that the newer molds have. These guys are not going to have that same level of articulation, but we'll get there a little bit later on. And then you have the newer stand where you can actually peg into the bottom. So if you wanted to stack these, you can kind of put this straight up and then peg into the bottom, which I actually think is pretty cool. And you can see he has a alternate set of open hands there, which you can switch out if you like. And then these stands are pretty typical. You have the ball joint, you have the little clips so that you can kind of hexagon beehive them together. That's why I think they kind of look like a honeycomb, but yeah, pretty cool. And we'll go ahead and pop this back on. So he looks pretty cool. And basically they're just going to give us a lot of different saber forms throughout his SODO line. And, you know, we're gonna get a lot of saber figures where like just one side is different. So get ready for that. Next up we have Espada using the Lampedo Alangino Wonder Ride book. He looks really good. They did a really nice job with this. I will say all of the gold on the white section here on the right, or I guess it's technically his right or left if we're looking at him, that's all stickers. All the gold is stickers, but it actually applies pretty nicely, and it looks really sharp. So they did a nice job with that. The sword looks good, I think. He's got no skirt piece because he's got it up here in his shoulder pad instead. You can see the detailing for the lamp and the chain, I think all looks really good. This is all gold paint. None of this is stickers. This is all gold paint. This little bit, again, this gold down here on the white is stickers, and of course the feet are stickers. And then we can take a look at his Wonder Ride book, which again I think looks really nice. It's a little difficult to make out, you know, what the sticker is showing you, especially on camera, but in person it's a little bit easier to see. The visor is one sticker here on the front, and then a second sticker piece along the back. And then you've got some stickers here on the blade itself. He's got all the same articulation as we just saw in Saber. And again, if you wanted to pop these off, you could pop this off and then go ahead and put it on Saber and pretend he was using this book. So that is a possibility. Because I think he did that in one episode. And you could give him both swords. Technically the head wouldn't be the same, but you could do it. But yeah, Espada looks really good. Really like the white and the gold. I think that really is a great color scheme that works really well together. And you can see he's also got an alternate set of open hands, which I have pegged into the base. The bases have nice hand storage for the extra hands, which I think is really cool. Next up, we have Caliber using the Jackoon Dragon. I think is the other one's Jow. So yeah, this is Jackoon Dragon, whatever you want to pronounce it. But this guy looks really sharp as well. Really, really nice. This is all paint. I think the entire torso section is paint. This little bit on the forearms I think is a sticker. Obviously the sword is all a sticker, but it looks good. On his eyes up here, I believe, is a sticker. Yeah, that's a sticker for the visor, but this is all paint. This little black part here is a sticker. But I mean, all of this here on the shoulder pad, I mean, unfortunately it stops halfway, which is a bummer, but that is all paint. These X's here on the wrists, those are stickers. Same down here on the ankles. But all of this is paint. All this gold and black running down the leg is all paint, except for the feet. The feet are stickers. But that's a crazy amount of paint. This is all paint here on the side of the skirt piece. And you can see he's got the half a skirt piece, but you can still peg the stand in. He looks fantastic. I mean, they really did a nice job with him. And he's got all the same articulation as the other two. So he's got the... actually, does he have... He might not have... No, he doesn't have the butterfly joint for some reason. I'm guessing it's because his parts don't divide the way like Espada and Sabers do. They don't have those pieces that come off on the side, so he might have been built off an older body. So yeah, he doesn't have the butterfly joint. Does he have the ball joints in the wrist? Yeah, he still has the ball joints in the wrist. And he still has the non-backwards bending elbows. So he's got almost all the same articulation as the other two. And then we'll try to get a close-up look at his book, which I think they did a pretty good job with that. So I'm really impressed. All three of these. I'm not as excited about the Jack and the Beanstalk book because it's, like I said, 80% a figure I already have. But Espada and Caliber look fantastic. Really, 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 really sharp looking with these two. All right, now we're moving on to the 01 half of the box. And we have Naki. And Naki is a ridiculous amount of stickers. So many stickers. I mean, it's crazy. So you have stickers here on the upper bicep. You have here around the center of the bicep. You have stickers here on the forearms. Stickers here around the wrist. This is all stickers. This is one big sticker that wraps around on the claws. You have stickers here on the upper thigh, kneecaps, all the leg, the feet. These pieces on the back, there's a sticker here in the front, these little capes on the back. You have stickers on the head. This is actually, the torso piece is actually painted. This is down here in the abdomen is a sticker. Again, we have these Force Riser stickers that I hate because they give you a flat sticker for bumpy terrain that's like 2 different levels and it doesn't quite work. I think I did this one a little better than I usually do, but it still looks a little messed up. Now, all that said, Naki looks good. She does look good. It's a lot of stickers. It's a lot of stickers. Let's see. We got a ball joint for the head. A little limited. Not a ton going on here, but there is a ball joint there. Ball joint in the shoulder. Bicep swivel. You can do the arms backwards on this one because it is built off that older body. And there's no butterfly joint there. Wrist can swivel. This pegs onto the back of the fist. So this can all come off as one piece. And those claws peg into the back of the hand there. You do get an alternate set of open hands that also have the peg, so you can go ahead and put the claws on them as well. And then Naki also comes with a shot riser here. So that's pretty cool. I think that might even be meant for another character, because I don't think Naki uses a shot riser. Yeah, I don't. This is definitely that. I think this is the. This is for Assault Wolf. I can't remember what that form is called. I think that's right? Assault Wolf? I'm not sure. I don't know why it comes with Naki, but it does. You can have Naki use it if you want to, but I don't think. I think it was for Vulcan. It's one of Vulcan's forms. I can't remember off the top of my head. Feel free to correct me down in the comments, but I think that's meant to be given to one of Vulcan's forms, like Assault Wolf or whatever that form's called. Anyway, back to articulation. We have the wrists. Wow. Let's start again. This is the waist. The waist swivels. You have a ball joint here in the hip, thigh swivel there, a little bit over 90 degrees in the knee, and then a ball joint in the ankle. So it's a great looking form. Naki looks fantastic. It's a lot of stickers, but the end result is nice when you are done. And then I think this is one of the older bases as well. Yeah, it doesn't have the peg holes on the bottom, so I don't know why, just because they give them, like, they're built off an older body, they still give them the older base. I guess just because it's probably all part of the same sprue or however they make these things, so that's how that works. So now we come to these two. And they're very, very similar as I knock them around. One is the Battle Raider, and one of them is the Battle Magir, or Magia, depending on how you like to pronounce that. But you can also call this Invading Horseshoe Crab Raider. It's kind of like in Gaim when you had Kurakage, and then also like the, you know, Armored Rider Troopers for Yggdrasil. It's basically the same suit. It's just kind of whatever you want to call it. So he can either be the Invading Horseshoe Crab or just the Battle Raider once it kind of got more mass produced. So it's the same form. You can call it whichever you like. It's a cool form though. I like it. I think they look good. They probably would be fun to army build because, you know, they look very shock trooperish, you know, very, very, you know, general soldier cannon fodder kind of a trooper. They look neat, though. I do like them a lot. Very minimal stickers on these as well. So you have a sticker on each thigh, sticker on each knee, and then a sticker here on each shin, and that's pretty much it. Obviously, you have the driver and the belt all the way around. You have 2 red on each side of the face. You have 2 red here, and then you have 1 big sticker here on this kind of forearm shield. But he looks cool. I like him a lot. Let's see. He's got ball joint for the head. He does not have any kind of butterfly joint there. You can see the hinge for the shoulder. Normal swivel and rotation in the shoulder. You got the bicep swivel. Now, the giant forearm shield does hinder the articulation a little bit. You can unpeg it if you want. It's not molded on there. It just pegs in with one of those like Tetris piece joints. Kind of looks like a thick L. You know, we've seen things like that a lot. So if you want to take that off, you can, and then it restores your full movement there in the elbow, or you can just peg it back in and then it will hinder it a little bit. And then you have the movement there in the wrist, waist swivel, and then this is pretty standard down here. You have the ball joint, you have the thigh swivel, knee joint, and ball joint there in the ankle. So that's all pretty standard. They each come with the same gun. You can see there, just pegs into the fist very simply. But yeah, they're very cool. I like them a lot. I think it's a very cool design. And he does come with a set of open hands as well. We'll go ahead and peg this back on here. And then, so this is kind of the Humagear version. You can see no raid riser. But you can see the helmet's almost identical, except it has the Humagear headphone pieces. The shoulder pads and pretty much the whole rest of the torso is exactly the same. Where it really differs is from the waist down. Like I said, no driver. You can see they have kind of a more Humagear looking design for the thighs and the shins. And then I believe the feet are exactly the same. So this one has a person inside, this one's a robot, but the design is pretty similar. I would say from the waist up, pretty much identical. Well, I guess the torso is slightly different. You can see his abdomen's black, his abdomen's kind of a grayish silver. It's really from the waist down that they're different. But pretty cool. 2 different versions of the same thing. One with a human inside, one a robot. But I think they're neat. I think you could really army build either one or mix and match, get a couple of each. But yeah, still very, very prevalent 0-1 presence in these books for Saber. But at least this one, like I said, it's a bit of a better ratio. Half one, half the other. First book was what, 2 to 4, I think. So now at least we're gaining a little bit of ground. I think eventually we do hit a book that's all Saber. I think it's a little bit down the road. I can't remember what's in book 3, but we'll be getting there pretty soon. Trying to catch up on these. Doing a little bit of a decent job, I think. I think 7 just came out. And I'll be moving on to 3 soon. So, you know, if we keep up this pace, maybe I'll be caught up by the time 8 comes out or 9 comes out, something like that. Maybe by the time Saber's finally over, I'll be just catching up. But I would say this is a good one to pick up. I really love both of these. I think they're probably my favorites from the box. Caliber and Espada look fantastic. Naki's also very cool, just a ton of stickers. And then these guys are actually pretty neat. Just kind of your standard cannon fodder troopers. You have 2 different varieties, so I would say get one of each, decide which one you like better, and then army build that one. Otherwise, you can just, I mean, if you like both of them, army build both of them, you know, have them go to war with each other, I don't know. But they are 2 boxes each, so you have to make sure you, I guess technically, no, I was going to say, I was wondering if one of the boxes was the same. I don't think it was. So just pick whichever one you like and army build that one. But it's a good book. This is the one I'm probably least excited about. And not that there's anything wrong with it. There's really not. He looks good. It's just, I don't know, with 0-1's different forms, like the shark or the polar bear, they looked a lot different to his base form. These don't look so different from the base form. So it's, you know, with the exceptions, like really only the head and then these couple pieces are different. And the belt, the driver, really. The rest of this is the same as the one from book 1. So that's why it's a little bit less exciting. But these are great. All the new characters are great. It's a fun book. I recommend checking it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.